Today I will be reacting to the second trailer for Denis Villeneuve's Dune. If you like this video, please hit the like button as that helps us out with YouTube's algorithm, and consider subscribing for new reaction videos. Click the bell notification once subscribed and you're all set. If you like the latest in movie and TV news, please visit our website, film-book.com. The link is in the description below. Now, let's watch.
Our planet Arrakis is so beautiful when the sun is low. Rolling over the sands, you can see spice in the air. The outsiders ravage our lands in front of our eyes.
The spice must flow.
Their cruelty to my people is all I've known.
At least they're showing that cruelty,
Our world.
unlike in the original film.
Oh boy.
Duncan, can I trust you with something?
Yes, always, you know that.
I've been having dreams about a girl on Arrakis. I don't know what it means.
Dreams make good stories. But everything important happens when we're awake. Hey, you. Put on some muscle?
I did?
No.
We are House Atreides. There is no call we do not answer. There is no faith that we betray.
Smile, Gurney. I am smiling.
The Emperor asks us to bring peace to Arrakis. House Atreides accepts.
I know you. There's something awakening in my mind.
You need to face your fears.
Come with me.
You need to be ready. You never met Harkonnens before. They're not human, they're
Love the
brutal.
music.
The Duke's son sees too much.
This is my Dune. Kill them all. God in heaven.
Get everything with guns off the ground. Go!
This is an extermination. They're picking my family off one by one.
Let's fight like demons.
Dad, what if I'm not the future of House Atreides?
They added a lot of new stuff to this
Great
to
man
this
doesn't
story.
seek to lead. He's called to it. But if your answer is no, you'll still be the only thing I ever needed you to be.
That's from the book.
My son. If anything happens, will you protect Paul?
With my life.
Great acting.
Only together can we stand a chance.
What suit is that? Okay, so that was the second trailer for Denis Villeneuve's Dune. I thought the trailer was outstanding. This looks like a very good adaptation, and we're seeing the spice in the air right now. I wasn't expecting as much new material in this film that we are getting. What I mean by new material is dialogue and so on and so forth that's not present in the book. Like, there's a lot of dialogue in the book, a lot of aspects in people's minds that is represented in the book, and that doesn't seem, some of that does not seem to be present in this movie. What is present is the major strokes from the book. Like that scene in the hangar that we just saw with Duncan Idaho and Paul Atreides, that does not happen in the book. but like this is a new addition, and it's a good one because it adds levity to the storyline and between the characters. You see how friendly they are, and that's good because later on you're going to wonder why people act the way they do with other characters, and by seeing these moments of levity and seeing them palling around and seeing that Paul actually has friends, because he's not allowed to have friends his own age because that's a danger to him because they might be used to try to kill him. I don't think they're going to get into that in the movie, but that's why he has no friends his own age. He was never allowed to play with children or have friends over from other houses because they might be used as an instrument to kill the Duke's son. So his only friends were older people like Duncan Idaho and Gurney Halleck. Those were like his friends, and like Toofer were his friends as well. This battle right here is one of the major battles in, well, I'm not going to give everything away. This is one of the major battles in the film. I'm not going to say, what's going on, but it has great implications on the characters in the film. It's not one of those throwaway battles that you see in other movies where it's just like the hero is cutting through everybody and then, he wins at the end and all this other, stuff that usually happens. No, this battle is consequential, and you will see why when you see the film. That is right out of the book, as I said previously. And I can't wait to see that particular scene as well. That's I won't go into that. It's a fight between two characters, let me put it that way. That is very is necessary for the film to go on. It's necessary for the main character's arc, I should say. I don't want to give it away, but it's a lot of characters talk about how good they are doing this, how good they are doing that. That scene shows how good one character is when it comes to a certain ability. And it's when you read the scene in the book, you see how well trained this character is. Like the Fremen are trained at birth in like military discipline, and Paul Atreides is fighting one of those characters in the film. But with the character that's fighting Paul, that character doesn't realize, or he could never have realized at what age Paul was trained to fight and how hard he was trained to fight. Like there's just one scene in the original film that came out in the 80s where it happens right at the beginning, where Paul had shield training in the beginning of the day, and then he is trained again, then he is tested again in the afternoon. And this is right before they're about to go to Iraq. This is very similar to what happens in the book. It doesn't, not quite though, but it's very similar to what happens in the book. It was used in the original movie to show the level of training that he had. Now they go into, now you see a similar scene at the beginning of in this trailer as well when Paul is fighting with Gurney Halleck. It's a very similar scene. Both scenes are used to show what an expert Paul is at fighting, and they go into it in the book and in the movies. There's been like 2 adaptations before this film. They go into why that training was necessary, because he is a Duke's son, he's his only heir. Assassins are always trying to kill royalty, whether that's through poison or through assassins. So they made sure that Paul was one of the best fighters that Gurney or Idaho had ever trained or fought against. And that comes out when Paul fights. And that's going to come out in this movie as well, because you see parts of that in the fight scenes that are present in this trailer and that were present in the previous trailer as well. This film has significantly better CGI that's been present for any adaptation of this storyline, Frank Herbert's Dune, to date. This scene right there, I can't wait to see that scene. That scene is straight from the book, and I believe it was in the Sci-Fi Channel's adaptation as well. I only saw that scene in the Sci-Fi adaptation once, so I'm pretty sure it's there though. And what we just saw with Paul doing the flip in that golden suit, I don't know what kind of suit that is, because the Fremen don't fight in suits like that, so I'm wondering what that is. If he could be in Sardaukar armor, fighting them in their own armor. I'm not sure what armor that is, but it looks like one of the new elements that's been added to this film. A lot of new stuff has been added like that. Like, they're actually showing the pain that the Fremen have been going through at the hands of the Harkonnens, which is a very good plot element to show. And a lot in Star Wars, in the last three Star Wars films that were part of the trilogy, whatever you want to call it, the 9 films, they would say how the Empire is oppressing people, or how the First Order is oppressing people. People were oppressed, but they never showed it. In this film, they're actually showing the oppression. They're actually talking about it. They're actually showing you the oppression on screen. This is a one-up from Star Wars in that regard. See these scenes right here? This is the scene I was talking about where Paul gets trained. I don't know what this is, but it looks great. I'm guessing a delegation comes to Caladan, and I'm guessing that delegation is the one that gives the Atreides their new fief on Dune. They're a delegation from the Padishar Emperor Shaddam IV, and I'm guessing they come to Caladan to tell the Duke in person that he is the new Duke of Dune. The new Duke of Arrakis, and that is his new fief, and he accepts that in front of one of the Padishar Emperor's emissaries. I'm guessing that's what that scene is, because everybody is all in their finery, so it has to be somebody of note. And since this is all about getting them to Arrakis, I'm guessing that's one of the new scenes that's been added into this storyline. The Padishar Emperor is sending a delegation to Caladan to formally ask and give the fief of Arrakis to Duke Leto Atreides. So I'm guessing that's what that is. In the other adaptations, that does not happen. I'm guessing they're doing this to show this is supposed to be a 2-part story. This part is establishing, the Atreides and the situation on Dune, and then the second part is going to be from the middle of the book to the end, I'm guessing. So that's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. So showing the delegation from the Padishar Emperor is going to establish him in this film, even though he will not be on screen, and even though other people from the Landsraad will not be on screen, his presence will be there, and his I don't want to give it away, but I'm not going to give it away. His presence will be on. I really want to say it, but I'm not going to say it. So, because that'll give away a plot detail, and I don't want to give that away for people that have not read the book. But as I've been trying to get out, his presence is going to be felt in the narrative, and they're going to be showing they're using that to show his presence in the narrative. Moving on. These visuals look very good. I liked how they show Paul's dreams, Fremen being killed, so on and so forth. I've been waiting for an adaptation like this for a very long time. A lot of people have who have read the books. It's not just one book in the series; it's 6. I don't count the other ones that Frank Herbert's son has written with his co-writer. You know, those are interesting and all, but they do not have the level of sophistication that Dune has, that Dune Messiah has, and that Children of Dune has. It just the later books by his son do not have the sophistication of writing in those 3 books at all, in my opinion. The other books in the series, they're like the Star Wars, the later films in the Star Wars series, Rogue One and The Last Jedi and those other films. You know, they're there, but you know, we don't really think about them. That's what those books are to me. They're there, but I don't really think about them. I think about Dune Messiah, and Children of Dune. And this storyline right here on screen looks like it has those books in mind. And if this movie is successful, hopefully we will be able to see those storylines on film. We see the Baron floating. This movie looks great, and I am looking forward to seeing it in theater. This will be one of the only films that I see in theater this year. This might be the only film that I see in theater this year, because I can't imagine. I saw Denis Villeneuve's Blade Runner 2049 in theater. I saw what he accomplished with sound and visuals. I saw the same thing in Arrival. So this is not a film that you want to see at home. No matter how great your theater setup is, no matter how big your screen is, you definitely want to see this in theaters once. Go there on a week, take the day off and go there on a weekday when there's nobody in the theaters with you. If you're sensitive about COVID and you don't want to be around a lot of people, I completely understand you. Those are my hang-ups as well. But I will definitely be seeing this in theaters, and I advise you, if you want the full experience of this film, keeping Blade Runner 2049 in mind, that you want to see this in theater to get the full effect of what you will be seeing and what you will be hearing. So please do so. That brings us to the end of my reaction. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and check out one of these other videos next.